Good day, everybody, and welcome to today's latest episode on my YouTube video series. And today I'm going to talk about how you can retire in Johor Bahru to achieve your FIRE lifestyle. Now, FIRE refers to financial independence, retire early. I think some of you are probably familiar with this acronym, financial independence, retire early. So it's an idea where you try and retire early, achieve financial independence early to retire early instead of retiring later. Okay, so I'll tell you a story about how this relates to myself. Now, 16 years ago, 2009, I moved to Singapore from KL. Like many people in those days, Malaysians who come to Singapore, I think today it still happens, of course. We come to Singapore to chase the interest, the higher income from the Singapore dollar, that salary, right? And of course, when we come to Singapore to work, right, we earn two times, three times gross of what we earn in Malaysia, and so that's a big reason. It helps. High income, of course, helps you retire early, lah. And of course, coming to Singapore is a good thing because Singapore is nearby. Singapore is culturally similar, right? We don't have to change too many things. To come and work in Singapore. That's the plus points of working in Singapore. It's the reason why so many Malaysians come to Singapore to work today. So in 2012, I left my job and I became self-employed. 2016, I opened up my first business. So today, many years forward in 2025, I consider myself financially stable. I'm not yet financially independent. I still have some work to do on that front, still some loans to pay off, some income to earn, savings for my children and family, right? So I don't consider myself financially free or financially independent yet. But I'm working towards it. I mean, I'm 43 this year, in case you didn't know. Some of you think, hey, Ryan, you look very young. I'm not that young. I'm 43 this year. I intend to retire hopefully by 45 if all goes well. Definitely before the age of 65, right? So in Singapore, I think the current mandatory age of requirement is 63, with re-employment up to 68, and the government will push this to 65 and 70 by the year 2030. I'm sure that many of you will not really want to work until you're age 65, or even if you're working, you want to work because you choose to work rather than you're being forced to work. So I'm sure in Singapore today, this FIRE movement is quite on. Many younger people, my age or younger than me, looking to achieve this FIRE lifestyle early. And I think looking to achieve FIRE lifestyle is a sensitive move, especially because today job security is not as good as before, right? Many people you cannot assume that you can have a salary employment all the way to 65. There is a significant chance that you may not be able to work all the way to 65. So planning for early retirement is important, right? Planning for a FIRE lifestyle is important because job security is not as good as it used to be. So I say, hey Ryan, how are you going to achieve your FIRE lifestyle? And I think the answer is quite clear for those of you watching my video. I think especially for Singaporeans or Malaysians working in Singapore, part of achieving the FIRE lifestyle is through retirement in JB, right? I believe very strongly in this. I think I also plan my own retirement in JB, which I think is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Some people look at, oh, you got no money, so you go to JB to retire. I don't think so. There are many people with a good amount of cash. I give you an example. Mr. Lu from 1M65. I'm sure many of you have watched his videos before, right? Mr. Lu from 1M65, considered well-to-do guy. Right? He also go to JB to stretch his dollar, enjoy a better lifestyle. Sometimes retirement in JB is not about reducing costs, but about upgrading the lifestyle that you have, the retirement lifestyle that you have. So instead of retiring, very scrim for money, right? Saving, pinching pennies, right? You go retire in JB, you get to same amount of money, but you get a much better retirement lifestyle. In this year's Singapore elections, cost of living is a big topic. I'm sure everybody in Singapore is hit by inflation, right? And one thing good about Singapore is that you can go over to JB, right, to reduce this inflation pressure, right? In my job, right, promoting real estate in Johor Bahru, promoting retirement program in Johor Bahru, I have met so many Singaporeans who today, thousands of Singaporeans, I think, I'm sure, who today go to JB and enjoy a better quality lifestyle for the same amount of money or for less money, right? And doing things that will offset inflation pressure. So in this video, I'm not going to talk about how much money you need for retirement or what kind of stocks or shares you should do to buy to get money for retirement. There are enough financial advisors out there who will tell you how to do that, right? Today I'm going to talk about the concept, right? Why you should consider part retirement, if not full retirement in JB to help achieve this FIRE lifestyle earlier, right? Retire at 45, 50, or whatever age you're comfortable with, right? Through a part lifestyle in Johor Bahru. if you really don't know anything about JB today, I think the first thing to start is come and visit lah. I mean, JB is a lot safer than you think. Thousands of Singaporeans visit JB already today, right? Come as a tourist first. As you spend more time here, you will get more and more comfortable with JB and more open to the what you can do in JB, right? And then yeah, I've seen so many Singaporeans who like 1 year or 2 years ago only start to come to JB, and today they are so familiar they can go to places which I don't even know, right? And they're getting more and more comfortable to spend more time in JB, to have more retirement lifestyle in JB, right? And they can achieve their financial independence earlier. Especially when the MRT comes from Woodlands to JB next year, end of 2026, I think there's really no more excuse to not visit JB. I think you will find JB a lot more fun and safer than you think. Furthermore, Singaporeans have one big advantage, especially for the retiree generation, the silverhair generation. Most of you usually have a HDB flat that is paid off, right? You no longer have a loan. And with this HDB flat, if you rent out this flat in Singapore, for example, you get 3,000 Singapore dollar retirement income. This 3,000 Singapore dollar rental income, you go to JB, is over 10,000 ringgit, which is easily enough for a couple to live on in JB, right? Yeah, why not? So it's actually even today, right? You can do that already, right? Especially for elderly who are in such scenario where we have a fully paid off property, right? Furthermore, if you come to JB, you have a small side hustle to earn some small income, and if you can have still other income from your CPF life or other dividend income from your retirement savings, right? You can definitely live in JB very comfortably, right? And this is what I'm saying. Enjoy a better quality of life in JB, right? Retire early, don't work until 65, right? Why why work until so long unless you really want to? And in my case, I give you my opinion about it because I still have pretty young children, so I want to retire early because I want to watch my children grow. Because I had children fairly late in life. My youngest daughter was born when I was about 40 years old. So she's still quite young. She's only 3 years old right now. So I do want to live an active life with them. Well, I still can, well, I still have energy to do so, right? And I don't want to be 65, still working, slogging, right? To fund my lifestyle and their university fees, right? So definitely, retirement in JB, living in JB plays a big part in doing that for me. So I hope this video was useful to you, at least plant the idea of how to achieve a FIRE lifestyle through JB retirement, because I've seen many Singaporeans recently talk to me about it. Not just old Singaporeans, because for old Singaporeans it's quite obvious. I've seen younger Singaporeans, those in their 30s, even their 20s, okay? No joke, okay? 30s and 20s Singaporeans come to me, talk to me about how they want to move to JB to achieve a FIRE lifestyle. Okay, so it's very encouraging, and sometimes I feel very fulfilled in my work because I see this happen. It's great, if you can retire early. Why not? I mean, if you can, why not? So I hope this video was useful to you. In the sense, if you find it was useful to your friends, please share the idea, especially if you have friends who love to go to JB right now. And in the course of going to JB more and more, they find that, hey, actually, why not? Yeah, why am I not considering it? Because actually, it's not that bad after all. So, yeah, come and consider JB lifestyle or a retirement full or in part in JB, and I'm sure it'll be an eye opener for you. Okay, so thank you very much. If you like this video, do like, share, and subscribe. I hope to create more content for you guys soon on retirement in JB topics, and of course property investing in JB. Thank you very much, and bye bye.